So 95% of financial services business is still being undertaken by physical and paper mediums of exchange. We at FinFirst are challenging the status quo by introducing a fully automated business delivery platform. It's a pleasure to be here, and by way of background, my name is Omar Mahana, and I'm the CEO of the UAE for FinFirst. FinFirst is the first regional end-to-end financial services aggregator that pairs businesses and consumers with banks and non-bank financial institutions, offering the full suite of financial products, be it business loans, consumer loans, investment funds and asset management products, as well as business and bank accounts, bank account openings. And we're really trying to solve deep-rooted endemic problems for both the banks as well as their customers. So what are those problems? Well, for the banks, it's really twofold. One is dysfunctional input-output equations in terms of costs and associated revenues. And two is disproportionate risks for those smaller businesses and consumers compared to their larger corporate customers. And in terms of the customers themselves, it's really, the problems are really mainly twofold as well. Lack of transparency in terms of funding options, as well as where the stages of their application. And what does that boil down to? It really boils down to a lot of time that's actually wasted. So what we'd like to do is to really walk you through our platform from a consumer point of view. Remember, we have two sets of customers, consumers as well as banks. And this is the consumer portal. So the important points to note here are as follows. One, simplicity is key. It's a 6-step process, 10 minutes application form. And the important points in terms of us, in terms of the financial products, business banking, consumer banking, asset management, as well as bank account opening. And when it comes to the customer filling out his company and bank account details, we've embedded through API-enabled connectivity with worldwide data aggregators such as WorldCheck and Interpol, instant validation and verification to make sure that that information is actually correct. Once the application is filled out, 10 minutes, the customer is requested to send the loan. And the beauty of this platform is that the customer is instantaneously matched with a multitude of bank options within effectively 30 seconds. So as you can see, there are a variety of options, and the customer is requested to select only one bank. So that's the customer portal done. Moving on to our second customer, which is effectively the banks or the non-bank financial institutions. Thinking again back about the problems that these institutions are facing. So what are they? One is the onboarding side. So we've embedded very tailored and comprehensive rejection filters and matching filters that we work extensively with the banks during our POC testing and continuously, where that matching takes place or rejection takes place instantaneously once the customer sends his application. Another important point that we're continuously asked by the banks is the blacklist configuration, be it from the central banks or actually from the individual bank itself. We're able to tailor that accordingly. The second problem that the banks are facing are really in terms of assessing creditworthiness. So what have we done there? You can see that we've introduced or we've embedded very detailed, comprehensive financial ratios, whether it is coverage ratios, leverage ratios, as well as we've actually built together a Moody's certified risk pricing engine, which the banks have the optionality of using, or more importantly, they also have the optionality of embedding their credit scoring engines. And that's very important in terms of offering that optionality to the banks. And then the third aspect of this, which really makes life easy for the banks, is on the fulfillment side. And we've enabled and embedded very tailored documentation functionality for each of the respective financial products where the banks are able to embed all the prerequisite information, which is analyzed and automated and presented in a very seamless fashion. And finally, in terms of the user configuration, which is also important, we allow the banks to tailor which credit officers or which staff are able to use and review the information. And then to sum this up, all the information is collated, automated, presented in a very seamless, instantaneous, digital fashion to the respected officers at the end of the application. A customer fills out an application at 12 o'clock midnight. The bank is presented, or the credit officer is presented with this information at 7 o'clock as he walks into his office. So that's really it. Our motto is life is a lot more than just about money. Time is precious, and that's why we founded FinFirst. Thank you very much for your time.